Hello, I'm your host Kristjan Raude, and you're looking at a marketing show called Impact 80/20. And today I have a guest from Germany, Jens Meyer. Jens is from brand experience agency called Jack Morton Worldwide.
Yes.
And you have 20 plus years of experience in brand experience.
Yes.
And as I understand so far, your passion is to tie together events and digital technology.
Yes.
So let's straightly jump into the topic. In your opinion, what are the most important brand experience principles?
So if you look into brand experience out of our point of view at Jack Morton, there's a couple of things we always like to consider and we always like to include in our world. So first of all, for us it's important to know, if you talk about brand experience, it's about the user. So the human being is in the center of that, and that should be always considered in whatever you do around that. And then out of the whatever thousands and thousands of especially technology-driven experiences we deliver, we found out there is a couple of guidelines, a couple of experience principles that we always like to apply, and where we find out this is really helpful. So this is first of all, and for us the most human one, the most important one, be human. Yep. Design your experiences around the way that they're really human, that they touch human, and they feel in a human way. The second one is invite participation, make it in a way that people can share, that people can be part of it. Then it's being useful, be of use, design stuff that's useful for the people, design stuff that has a value for people when they do it, and finally, and as important as well, build a community around what you do, and try to build a community.
What do you mean by building a community?
By building a community, it's design an event that it applies to a group of people, that people want to be part of it, that people want to be sharing it, that people feel being part of something bigger. Okay,
cool. I mean, you are appraising a lot of content and content marketing. How to create a really useful content when the amazing is the new normal?
The amazing is the new normal, that's for sure, and that's one of our agency principles as well, that you need to be extraordinary to stick out in this world where it's a world where everything is available instantly on your touch screen. There is
a lot of content.
There's a lot of content, but on the other hand, we find out that in this world out there where traditional channels are completely declining, and where online is heavily disrupted by ad blocking, by search, and so on, content really outperforms in terms of engaging people and in terms of reaching people. So it is still a great tool, and we as experience agencies, or if you look at the broader picture, the event agencies, for example, we always have been very good in producing killer content. We lacked a lot of having strategy to use it and target it and use it as a marketing tool, but we've always been great in killer content. And our opinion is we need to really look into how can we use this great, amazing content we produce and make sure that we, make it shareable, and that we distribute it through other channels. So we go beyond, beyond this magic moment where we all gather together in one place and at one point and have a face-to-face talk. So how can we make this content live longer, as you do right now? I mean, we're having a face-to-face talk right now, talking about content, creating content. So you record and try to make that give that an extended lifetime. So it's longer out there, and reach just more people than the two persons standing behind the camera.
Hello to them. Anyway, what type of content is working the best? Is it text? Is it video? Is it photo? Is it something else?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, content has it's depending on what you're looking for, to what level of detail, to what level of, complexity the content is. So written content can still work. Yeah. I personally believe in this world out there and looking at, not my generation. I'm a middle-aged man, so I'm very different in terms of consumption of content. And even I do switch a lot to moving images. But if you look into the generations that will follow and the way they consume media, I still believe moving image is one of the content elements.
You create the killer content. Is it the video, is it text, is it moving picture? Doesn't matter. What are the best channels from your experience to advertise this content, to put it to the worldwide market?
I mean, again, obviously, the whole online world is it
YouTube?
Again, it's such a general question. It depends on the content. Yeah. If you do whatever, we did great projects for Google. They have been one of the speakers here. And obviously that content was short movie that was distributed through YouTube. YouTube is a great channel. Instagram is an amazing channel if it comes to still images as well. But we also figured that if we use content on a specific website to promote specific, very unique information, it also works on even on the company website because people look for certain content and they don't care where they find it because it's a very specific topic. So it's depending clearly on in which direction you go.
Do you measure your campaigns?
Yes, we do measure our campaigns. So we try to set up, obviously, right at the beginning when we look into a strategy, we look into what we want to achieve, what are the ROIs, what are the KPIs, where can we measure against.
You are organizing big events. Can you show me, or can you tell me one example, the biggest event what you have organized or coordinated?
I myself...
No, not you, but,
don't
as an agency.
Actually organize big events anymore, luckily. So as an agency, the biggest events we did on a global, the most visible events are the opening ceremonies of Olympics. We did twice, so that's obviously in terms of scale the biggest you can do in our industry. But we do tons of large industry events. We do IT conferences with like 20,000 people attending. We do car lounges with like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people.
But, I mean,
attending. We do stuff, so.
I don't imagine to arrange and coordinate, for example, the Olympics, opening of Olympics.
Obviously, there is a handful of people out there in the world.
How do you manage this project?
Who are capable to manage those projects. Funnily enough, like 3 agencies are here right now because Jack Morton is one of them. Five Currents is one of them, and Filmmaster is one of them, being capable and have done opening ceremonies of the Olympics. So it's a funny coincidence that an event like this, there are out of this handful
that should be a good event,
of agencies that are capable of doing that stuff are here.
But what are the right questions to ask from yourself if you start to brainstorm these kind of project or campaigns, creative ideas?
So what we do is I'm not a believer in brainstorming. Okay. I'm not a believer in sitting around a table and trying to get to the great idea, to the great strategy. We do have a very strict project guideline or process on how to achieve creativity. It sounds weird, but
you have a process.
It's a process
inside of creativity.
Yes, okay. We have a very, very clear process inside of the creativity to assure that our creative work around the globe fulfills the same standard, and we manage quite well to get great creative ideas. Because as I said, I don't believe in sitting around a table floating out.
Sure.
It helps at some stage that our creative talks to another, to a counterpart to play ping pong and float ideas, but you don't sit around on a table with like 20 people looking for ideas, doing brainstorming. It's a very strict and clear process how to achieve creativity, and it's a guideline we ask all our creatives to
So where you start? Can you just tell me a couple of examples?
For example, it starts we don't only trust in the brief we get from the client, so we try to find out insights, what is the real problem of the client, and to take it from there to develop the strategy out of this.
What is your recommendation for companies, maybe who are a little bit smaller and who don't have maybe so big pockets for advertising? What's the first thing what they need to do?
I don't think creativity and great events are related to the size of the budget you have. I mean, you can do great stuff with a massive budget, of course, and you can use a lot of technology and whatever it is. But I think if you're a good creative agency or a company with great creative minds, you can create amazing stuff on small budgets.
So let's get to your personal success story. I mean, I believe you have quite good career behind you.
I'm happy with what I did, and I guess it's the most important part. You're always happy with the job you're doing at the time. Then it's the only chance to be successful. Yeah. If you don't like what you do, it's hard.
Sure.
To be successful.
Can you share a couple of habits, activities? This 20%, what makes 80% of your success?
I guess that's a tough question to answer, because it's always hard to. What is your success? I mean, it's part of obviously you being in the industry for a long time, working hard. I was always open to learn new things, look into different fields. I don't have a straight career path where I started in an event agency and stayed there for 22 years. I looked into other fields. I was looking into more niche products in the events business. I organized trade fairs, and I did professional conference organization. I did classical events. I looked into the digital world, did virtual events and stuff like that. Working for small family-owned businesses, working for now Jack Morton, being stock listed, but working before for a British stock listed company, media company, being self-employed for a while, doing consulting.
Just open for new ideas.
Yes, so just looking into what's next, what's new, where is the sweet spot where I like to be, and then I arrive where I'm right now, and that feels like being at the right position and the place where I would like to stay. So
cool. If the viewers of the show wants to follow you, what's the best channel? What's the best way to follow you and your sayings? And
actually, I use the classic channel. I use Facebook. I use LinkedIn. That's
Facebook and LinkedIn.
Stuff, I do, and we do have a blog on jackmorton.com where we also post stuff, and we also follow our people around the world doing speeches, writing white papers and stuff.
Okay, cool. Last question: if you have 1 minute to sum it up all your experience and knowledge to your successor. So tomorrow you are out of game.
So I wish you good luck.
So what does 1 minute look like? Here is your chance.
I guess I don't think anybody would need my advice because it's on you. Nobody gave me advice when I started, and I didn't ask for. I mean, I ask for opinion, I ask for help, but I don't think I need to teach somebody in a minute what would be how should you run your job. Everybody's doing that differently. Everybody's doing that in its own way, and that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe the thing would never copy somebody else. Just do how you would like to run the company, how you would like to do that. Make it your own company and make it design it the way you like it. That would be, I guess, the advice to give, not to follow any.
So be yourself.
Basically, that's the major thing. Be yourself.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you, audience.
Thank you very much
for joining us.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yes, same here. And also thank you for you. If you like this episode, just click like, share it with your friends, and see you next time.